Llewellyn Publications have recently released a hardcover copy of the 3 books of occult philosophy by Henry Cornelius Agrippa. It's been released before, this version edited and annotated by Donald Tyson, who's done a fantastic job. I mean, look at the size of this thing, and he has edited and annotated it all. He's been through the whole thing and corrected all the mistakes, and it's just fantastic. This is what the book looks like underneath the dust cover. It's just plain paper that's covering the board. The board's actually quite thin, but nevertheless much nicer to have this than just a flimsy paperback cover. And they've done a really nice job of stamping this with a nice shiny gold. I rather like it. Obviously it would have been nicer to have it in cloth, or even better in some faux leather, but this will do just fine. This is what the spine looks like. Again, rather nice gold stamp. It looks pretty nice. Okay, and then nothing on the back. The dust cover is quite nice. It's a waxy cover. If you've had the pleasure of holding the Golden Dawn book, it's basically an exact twin to the Golden Dawn book. Pretty much the same size, exactly the same height, exactly the same design pattern of the dust cover. Here is the back, which you can pause the video for. There we go. And it's surprisingly inexpensive. I mean, for a book of this size, this much work put into it, I'm actually quite surprised at how cheap that is. I strongly recommend that you pause the video and have a read of this, which will explain exactly why this particular edition is worth having. And what I really like about this edition is that Donald Tyson has included lots of illustrations from other occult works, and he's of course he's said where the illustrations come from, but the illustrations accompany perfectly the text. I'm probably skipping over the majority of the illustrations. Let's see if we've got one here. Go. Now, unfortunately, the illustrations are all in black and white. It's good old Paracelsus. And sometimes that black and white has come through really nicely, but sometimes it just looks like a very bad photocopy. So that's it's not always ideal. However, the illustration is always annotated, and you always know where to go and find an original. So in the current days of the internet, it's very easy to find any illustration which might be a little blurry or messy. What do we have here? See, it's almost impossible to read some of those. Obviously, you know what they say, but okay. I'll show you a contents in a few moments. It's the Hand of Glory from the Petit Albert. Eliphas Levy's Baphomet. Okay, so yeah, you see what I mean. Look at how bad that copy is. Yeah, so sometimes you get lucky, sometimes a little less so. Okay. Another thing that's quite nice is the index at the back, which is so there's lots of really nice appendices actually. Let's go through a few of them. There we go. So the Emerald Tablet, Soul of the World, of course, a lot of these ideas were quite Gnostic. So if Gnosticism is a little bit new to you, it might be worth checking out the Nag Hammadi library, for example, which was a strong inspiration for the Matrix movies. When I found out about the Nag Hammadi library, I was quite shocked. It's definitely worth checking out. It's quite unfortunate that the Dead Sea Scrolls stole the thunder of the much more interesting Nag Hammadi library. Literally no comparison. Look how messy that is. But they're not always so messy. Yeah. And the fact that you've got the reference there means that you can go and look up the original. Okay. Magic Squares. Sephiroth. And the Tree of Life. Practical Kabbalah. So the values of the Hebrew letters. Gematria, or Gematria, however you pronounce it, however you choose to pronounce it. Okay, what else do we have here? Still more geomancy. Dr. Stephen Skinner's got a complete book on geomancy. This does provide an interesting primer, but yes, I think if you're interested in geomancy, Stephen Skinner's complete guide might be more complete, scholarly, etc. Okay, then you've got lots of biographies, biographical dictionary, And then you have Geographical Dictionary, and then you have the index, which is just fantastic. Okay, so the various parts of the Bible and where they are referenced, and then just pretty much any concept, any occult concept, occult or esoteric concept, and where to find that concept expounded on inside the book. Okay, we finally get to the contents. Yes, the knowledge contained inside here is dizzying, absolutely dizzying. Let me just pause on this for a second so you can pause the video, read that as you wish. It's very interesting reading. There we go. And here is the index of the chapters. So once again, I'll just slowly go over these so that you can pause the video at any moment, get a full view of what you're getting. It's unbelievable to get this much information, this much knowledge in one place. Absolutely unbelievable. And the fact that Donald Tyson has gone through page after page after page, correcting everything where it needed correcting, because of course, the copies that are in existence today are copies of copies of copies of copies, with errors added all the way. So of course you'd need someone who really fully understands how all of this knowledge was attained in the first place, and who would be able to recreate the information and give us an idea of what the author originally intended, particularly for things with things like the magic squares and so on. So there we go. That's the Llewellyn Publishing current edition of the 3 books of occult philosophy. I haven't got the 4th book of occult philosophy by pseudo Henry Cornelius Agrippa, because, well, although it is considered to be possibly even more important to modern occultism than Agrippa's actual 3 books, it's only available in paperback, and, well, to be honest, if it's going to be a paperback, then I'm quite happy to have it on a Kindle. So there we go. Very, very nice acquisition for a very, very reasonable price. Yeah, you can get it from Amazon. Hope you liked the video. Give us a thumbs up if you did like it, and and subscribe if you haven't already. Click the red button down there. I'd be very, very grateful. Take care. See you very soon.